I prefer the coffee.
What up, though? It's your boy Coffee back with another one. And yes, I know I'm kind of late, but I lost my mic. But I'm giving y'all straight audio off the phone. Let's go. Yes, this is a space where MANDII B, you feel me? She recently got, voted for, New York's bestseller. And y'all know that her and this guy been having a little back and forth. And the thing is, y'all gotta sometimes show respect and congratulate the ones before you. So Mandy, she holds her own when it comes to guys. Like, she's not gonna back down. So here is a dialogue with her and Danny and a few of his guys. So y'all give me y'all comment, like, subscribe, y'all thoughts. In my opinion, I think, kind of like bashing the women is something that's not cool all the time, you feel me, when it's just a track record of that. But in my eyes, my opinion probably doesn't matter. But that's all I got to say on this topic. But salute to MANDII B. And salute to everybody watching. Comment, like, subscribe, enjoy. Let's go.
Look what we have here is MANDII B TV. You probably don't even know she on.
Jenny, shut up.
You got a Webby?
And I do now. Now I'm just here to listen to y'all talk nonsense.
Nonsense? Wow.
Actually, I got the alert that Ian was in here, and that's why I joined in. But I see he's just a listener.
That's what they all say.
How did you get that New York Times bestseller?
Nigga by selling books.
Cause look, nah, I was thinking, I'm like, yo, that's crazy,
Y'all be
son.
asking like, cause y'all really be disrespecting me. Like
Nah,
y'all
I
are
ain't
very
no,
disrespectful.
no, I ain't disrespecting you at all. I think you did whatever you said you did to do it.
How else do people get New York Times bestsellers? Like, why would you ask me a question
The,
like that? That's so
I'm gonna
crazy.
tell you why. Let me tell you why I asked the question. Can I say it? Don't jump down my throat. So the reason why I ask is because people that have notoriety, right? Like you, Wallow, these people that Charlemagne, when they announce publicly that they're about to do a book, 9 times out of 10, they get the New York Times bestseller. So and like all of y'all like in cahoots. So it could seem like, I'm writing a book. I know it's gonna be a New York Times
Well,
bestseller.
You know what's
We in
crazy
the
about you
crew.
saying that? No,
I'm
I
just
need you to
saying,
look.
like,
I need you to first off look up that 0.01% of authors make the New York Times bestseller list. Secondly, it goes to show what our audience is. Wallow has a very big audience. Charlemagne has a very big audience. By the way, Charlemagne's only one of two of
nah,
Charlemagne's
I'm
books
not
made New
saying.
York
Hold
Times
on, wait, hold on,
bestseller.
hold on. I'm not saying that none of these people don't have big audiences. I'm
Well,
not
then that's
saying
how you make
any
the
of those
list. You
things.
sell books.
I'm just saying though, you got to know people sometimes. The world's about who you know, not what you know. Not
Oh,
what you
no,
do
no, no, no,
sometimes.
no, no, no. New York Times don't play that. That is a very white entity. There are
White people
benchmarks that
play.
you have to make. Listen, I don't know the white people,
They
so I
well,
don't know who you're talking about.
You
well, you
don't know
said
white people now? Come on,
you
man,
just
dude.
said that this is white people business, so you used it as a way to up it.
No, I'm talking about New York Times bestseller. That's not something where we could be like, yo, this my homie put us on the list. That's not how we make it. But it's cool. It's cool if
But
that's what y'all want to think though. That's fine.
isn't it because y'all selling the books to stores and not necessarily to people?
Oh,
Mm.
at this point, we're literally not going to have this conversation because you just don't know how publishing works, and I'm not here to
Nah,
educate you on
break
that.
it. Wait,
Because
why you can't
you could
educate
chat,
black people that want to
you
know?
can literally chat GPT it. By the way, our book was only out for 1 week before we made the list, so pre-orders is what got us there. Pre-orders and people
Mm.
going to the bookstores to buy our book within week one. Our book was only out for 1 week, so no, the stores don't just buy your books; the people have to buy your books.
How many sales you got to get to be like New York Times bestseller? Like how many
There's
sales?
a lot. There's a lot of different benchmarks. It could be anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000. You have to sell across indie stores, Barnes and Nobles, Amazon. Audiobooks only count as 1/3 of a book. There's a
Okay.
lot of different. There's a lot of different things that factor
So
into it.
so
So
they sell
five
to
to ten
stores.
thousand, and you could sell to like a business, hypothetically, like a Barnes and Nobles, and they buy like 10,000
No,
copies.
you can't just buy. You just can't, one person buying 10,000 copies won't get you on the
No,
list.
so
I'm just
I just said I just said you have to diversify and sell across the country. Like we had book purchases from all over the country.
Okay, okay, that's fly. That's fly.
Like,
Salute.
Y'all are so condescending. I fucking hate
now
all
we
of you.
got you got a Webby,
I
and now you're a
I
bestseller.
when I tell you I hate you niggas, y'all are probably literally using the Wi-Fi from your local library because you
We
can't
got
afford it on
her.
your
She
own.
tight. She
I
tight. She
fucking
tight.
So
She
hate
because
tight.
people
y'all.
are poor, they
She
can't have
tight.
opinions.
She tight. She tight.
No, because no.
You can't have information because you're poor. Is that what you're saying?
I honestly
Why is your default to always call everyone broke?
and
Yo,
I
that's so
literally listen.
Is that a thing that you
But you
validates you?
talking to me though. You talking to the wrong one.
Like I feel like anytime we have criticism, there's like y'all fucking hate
Yo.
But
y'all
also like these are
incels.
these are things you could just look up.
I have looked it up, but there's also nuances that I feel like you're not accounting for sometimes. That
I
and
don't
then
know
you
what
have
nuances you're talking
Like
about,
all those
publishers
Kodak.
have
you have,
predetermined positions where they have to sell books to, and so they add your books to those predetermined sales, and so that's what allows you to also get that.
and I don't know.
Allows us to get it. That is crazy.
And also,
Y'all are some condescending fucks, boy, I tell you.
it's also like when Joe Budden went number one that one week. Like
But do like books report like albums? Because they don't release the numbers you sold the first week. Like, does that happen? Is that a thing?
Y'all love numbers. I just told you all the different factors that
I just
matter.
asked for, but don't you have the final? Like, all right, we sold 18,000 books this week. That's
Mm,
why we're.
that's a
That's why
fact.
we're. That's
I
why we're
mean
New York. That's why we're
our
New York
publisher
bestseller.
our publisher gets the numbers. Our first the only numbers I have right
Aren't you
now
the author?
are from
Wait, hold on,
are,
coach.
are are you gonna let me
Hold
finish?
on,
no,
coach.
Like,
you
goddamn.
gotta let
I
him
was
finish.
just about to tell you shit. So
All right,
the only numbers I got, they go by the week, but it's a fiscal week. We dropped our book on a Tuesday. By Saturday, we had 6,000 copies. We got notified on Wednesday. So it's possible we hit that target number, but also it depends on the same like albums, the week you drop, how many other books there are that week, what what they did in terms of sales and again, audiobooks don't even count as one full book. They only count hardcover. So like it takes like two and a half or three audiobooks to even count as one book.
Heard. Heard.
And so
Okay.
and so yeah. I mean we made it. However y'all want to think it was
No, you're
payola
right. No,
because
you're
y'all want
right.
to
No,
undermine me, but like
no,
nigga,
I
no,
was
no.
just
my
Hold up.
asking. Like,
hold on because my audience, whether y'all like the little YouTube numbers, we have a content that has never
that's good.
allowed us to push on YouTube. Our audio numbers are real. Nigga, we go on tour. We've been doing this for 8 years. Our audience was buying two and three books. Our audience supports us. So when y'all get to a level where people support what y'all do, you'll see how that translates.
Yeah.
Period.
No, I'm sorry. I don't
Mandy,
want
wait. Mandy was selling bundles, yo.
to.
I didn't sell bundles. We had people support. They bought the hardcover and then niggas was like, yo, I want to hear your audiobook too. I did the same for Will and Jada. I bought their book and I bought their audiobook. I did the same for Will Packer. Maybe y'all don't read books. I mean, I'm not
I
sure,
read
you
apparently, and
know,
no
mostly
one does if
but
you only have to sell 6,000.
okay.
Well, no, I'm reading
So
up on
you
it
go become
now.
you go become a New York Times bestseller because you don't only have to sell six
I can
thousand.
get.
I
But
gotta
Well,
I think I
again,
could rally up
comfort
6,000 people if I wanted a
no, wait.
bestseller.
Once Charlemagne signed me to the Black Effect Book Network, I'm out of here. I just got
okay.
Well,
gonna be the science.
she is right though, coach, because like what they do say, I'm reading up now. It says stores like Amazon, Walmart, or whatever, like bulk purchases. Most of the time, those are excluded and heavily
Exactly.
discounted in value, right?
They do not let you do that.
I
So
didn't. But that
Exactly.
wasn't
it's
my
not,
question.
but hold up, no, but hold up, Trey. I mean, hold up, coach. But it's not a math game. However, though, right? It's not about who even sells the most copies. So Mandy could sell 6,000, and I could sell 6,000, right? Or I could sell
And
seven
you
thousand,
and he still might not
and
make the
and
list
yeah, and I may still not make the list. It all
I
because it's
see it
depends
also
now.
on.
about
Okay, I see it.
it's also about press. It's
It's
about
about
impact.
press.
So it's not a
It's
merit
Yep.
about
list.
it's about where you from, where you're at, like where
It's
your book
about
is
who's
sold at.
talking about the book,
So
where it's
yes,
sold exactly.
but no, but hold on, Mandy. But that goes to my point a little bit though, when I was saying that some people could think that it's a conspiracy how people get these New York Times bestsellers. Because if I was like in a Texas, you know what I'm saying, something like that, and I was writing my book, and I'd be like, yo, I ain't in New York. You know, because some people say that about me, like, "Yo, I ain't in New York, dub, and I
I don't,
can't
I
reach this
don't, I
person, reach
don't,
that
I
person."
don't,
So
I don't live in
some
New
people could.
York.
No, I'm just saying to have the access to New York, or have
It's
the
not
access
even,
to
it's not
Atlanta,
even
or
the
have the
access,
access to
nigga,
these bigger places.
nigga. None of that matters. Mel Robbins is from Boston and sold 25 million copies.
But it is about who you
Cut
know,
it,
because you know who Mel
but Mel,
Robbins is.
once again, and she elevated from being a podcaster, yo. And so, oh, people know who Mel Robbins is. So you just don't discount her because she's a white woman.
No,
Why
no,
am
I
I
said I
being
didn't know who she
discounted?
was. No, I said you knew who she
Right.
was. So
Okay,
you know
but
who she was.
I'm saying she's from Boston. Where you're from does not matter. We were on Charlemagne's imprint,
But
which is
Boston
also
is a
Simon
big
and
market.
Schuster.
Boston is a huge market.
Boston is not considered a big market.
I'm
This is
saying
why
for
I can't
white
talk to
folks,
y'all.
it
Oh my
is.
God. All right, y'all. I'm getting out of here.
And there you have it. Now y'all see she held her own. She got in and got out. She dipped and weaved, man. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Comment, like, subscribe, enjoy. Let's go.
Who's that? Coffee?